This time of year, if you don't go to at least one farmer's market, it just doesn't feel like fall yet. This farmer's market is owned by the Amish, and they grow some of the most beautiful flowers and plants and produce. My journey to the cabin takes me about 4 hours and a half, and this market is on my way, so I try to stop here every time I pass by, sometimes just to look at all the pretty things. In last week's video, I shared with you a little bit about Camp Easy, a cabin in the foothills of the beautiful Blue Ridge Mountains on the east coast of the United States. I thought it would be fun this week to give you a little closer look at the very eclectic and fascinating and often very messy, cluttered space that has been in my family for 4 generations. I come here every year, and there are always challenges that greet me as I stay here. Whether it is fixing the ram that pumps the fresh spring water or combating 4-legged creatures that want to move in. This place teaches me to slow down, to take a deep breath and notice what surrounds me. We often take for granted simple things like running water or electricity. Here in the mountains, it can be a daily maintenance that makes you have a whole new respect for the simple things. My favorite saying is, you have to learn how to cohabitate with all the creatures here. You are a guest in a wild place, and you need to respect and know that you will be pushed to your limits and taught lessons often. I have 5 nieces and 1 nephew. And my wish for all of them is to one day come here and spend time by themselves. Nothing changes you like being in the middle of nowhere with just your thoughts and nature. This week's painting is inspired by my love of October and all the spooky, misty changing of the season, but also inspired by a TV show that I watched growing up called Bewitched. It was a lighthearted show that followed a beautiful witch that was married to a mortal. She promised him she would be normal and not use her witchcraft, but she often would get herself into trouble and find herself using her spells to get out of trouble. She was a blonde, but I felt my witch needed to have long brown hair. This, however, has come back to haunt me. If you're a painter, you will know the feeling of painting something to death. I must have painted her hair 20 times over. At least it felt that way. I think there is a fine line between something looking fake or believable. I usually shoot for things to look believable, which is very different from perfect. This AI-generated image may have been just a little too perfect, which in my view made the hair look fake. So what I did was give it a little more texture and a little more contrast in tone. This is one of those paintings I will probably have to revisit in a month and maybe just add some finishing glazes and texture. I also had trouble with the cat. I really wanted the cat to look friendly, but no matter what I did, it looked angry to me. You'll have to tell me, wait until the end when I show you the reveal and tell me what you think. Does he look angry to you? If so, do you like an angry kitty? I suppose it could definitely work for this painting because of the theme. You may have noticed from the beginning of the video that the cabin is chocked full of stuff. It's been accumulating for 4 generations, so finding a blank wall to stage these end shots was nearly impossible. But I managed to clear away some of the clutter on a brown wall and also a white wall. So I thought instead of just picking one, I would show you both, and you could help me decide which one you like best. I feel like this one could morph depending on what setting it's in, because the dark wall really made it feel like dark academia, but the light wall was so much more girly and really felt like light academia. But you tell me your thoughts. Either way, this one is destined for someone with a very particular taste. And if that is you, this will be up for sale on my website, janlakey.com. Here's a sneak peek of next week's video. I'm taking you antiquing with me. I'm looking for antique frames, very specific, that can be used with the Backwards Beauty series. Then I'm sharing with you thoughts on painting large. When I share with you one of the largest paintings that I've done so far. I will see you next week. Thanks for being here.
I've made a gift for you, and you can find it on my website, janlakey.com. It's a video with my top 5 tips for creating AI reference art. I've learned a lot through this process, and I think this video will help anybody who's just getting started using AI, or somebody who's already using AI and having trouble getting the results that they want. So go on over to my website and get your free gift.